Shalom Aleichem. This is Parshas Vaera. We find that Moshe tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu that I won't be the right person to send to go talk to Klal Yisrael. Why? To go talk to Paro. Because Moshe Rabbeinu says like this: Hein b'nei Yisrael lo shamu elai ve'eich yishme'eni Paro v'ani aral sefasayim. If b'nei Yisrael don't listen to me, b'nei Yisrael are my nation and my people, my own people don't listen to me, how do you expect that Paro will listen to me and Amar aral sefasayim? Rashi says this is one of the 10 kal v'chomers we find in the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu made a kal v'chomer that if the Bnei Yisrael don't listen to me, for sure al achas kama v'kama kal v'chomer that Paro won't listen to me. The Sifsei Chachamim brings down from Rabbi Yoel Mizrahi, we ask the obvious question that we know there's a pircha, a question on this kal v'chomer. The psukim before this say mefurish, the reason why Klal Yisrael did not listen to Moshe, it says in the Torah, "V'lo shamu al Moshe mikoitzer ruach me'avoda kosher." We know why the Klal Yisrael didn't listen. The reason was because they were working hard. They were at koitzer ruach me'avoda kosher. So what is the kal v'chomer? If the Klal Yisrael and Paro both would be b'menuchas hanefesh, both would be relaxed, and we know that Klal Yisrael won't listen to Moshe, for sure Paro won't listen to Moshe also. But we know why Klal Yisrael won't listen to Moshe. The pasuk says they had koitzer ruach, they had avodah kosher, they were busy, they were overwhelmed. Paro that is not overwhelmed, maybe he will listen to you. So what is the kal v'chomer? Mizrahi wants to answer that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know that Klal Yisrael won't listen to Moshe because of koitzer ruach. He didn't realize that reason. Perhaps it might be a little difficult to understand. We have to understand this answer a little better, because it seems like Moshe Rabbeinu was quite aware of the situation of Klal Yisrael, and he knew that Klal Yisrael were very, very overwhelmed, had a very difficult time. Mitzrayim doesn't mean that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know. Another answer to this question, what is Moshe Rabbeinu's kal v'chomer, is brought as the following. The pasuk in Yeshaya. The pasuk in Yeshaya says in Perek Nun Zayin pasuk Chof, "Harashoyim ki yam nigrash ki hasheket lo yuchal." Rishoyim are similar to the waves, the storms of the sea. Ki hasheket lo yuchal, they have no quiet. Ein shalom amar Elokim l'Rishoyim. Rishonim don't have any shalom. Rashi explains over there, the Rishonim don't ein noisnim leiv loshuv. They don't put the heart to do tshuva. Why? Ki yam nigrash. They are busy like waves. Rashi says over there a very interesting thing, that every wave, it comes rushing miles down, until it comes to the seashore. Right before it comes to the seashore, it goes to this peak, because very, very high. And then it crashes down. Why does it go so high? It goes so high because it wants to go out of its boundaries. It wants to go out of past the sea, onto the sand. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says no. Gevul samto l'yam b'bal yavorim. Hashem won't let it go, and therefore it crashes down. But every wave wants to go and cross the boundaries, go over the borders. Ask Rashi the Kasha the question, Why is the wave doing that? Don't you see your friend, the wave before you? The wave, years and years before you, have been trying every single day constantly to try to go over the boundary, and they did not accomplish it, and they'll crash down. Why are you trying also? The answer is because one wave doesn't look at the other wave. One wave is too busy and involved in his own desire to go over the boundaries and cross his borders, and he doesn't realize what's happening to the other waves. So too the pasuk is saying, "Harashoyim kiyam nigrash." They're so involved in their life. They're so busy with their taivos, with their desires, with their lifestyles, with their needs, with their yetzaharas. They don't give time. They don't give time to do tshuva, to see that the other Rishonim, other people are living that way, and think and realize that's not the way to live. They can't see it, they can't hear it. They're too busy, the kiyam nigrash. They're like the waves, they're too busy involved in themselves, and they can't even hear other things or think about other ways of life. They're in their way of life, their thoughts of life, their lifestyles, and therefore they continue being Rishonim, they're involved in themselves. According to this introduction, we can have a beautiful pshat in the Kal V'chomer. Moshe Rabbeinu said, if Klal Yisrael have koitzer ruach avodah kosher, they're overwhelmed with the physical labor, they're pained with the physical labor, which is the outside force, is hurting them, and they won't be able to hear me. For sure, paroi, which is not involved in the physical labor, he's involved in spiritually. He's totally engrossed in his Yetzirah, in his lifestyle, in his wants and desires of life. For sure he won't hear about Hashem, which Rashi in that pasuk said, brings Paro's example, and he said, Mi Hashem. He can't hear anything else. He can't see anything else. For sure, if Klal Yisrael, just the overwhelmness of the Kodesh Ruach will make them not be able to hear anyone else, for sure Paro, which is totally involved in his own self, his own Yetzirah, his own Rishus, his own type, for sure he won't be able to hear anything spiritual about anything else besides what he's involved in. So to end off, and what is the Eitzah? What is the Eitzah to save ourselves from this storm, from these waves that could take over a person totally, and he won't be able to see anything else that's going on around him, and totally lose himself and drown in the Yam of Taiva, the Yam of Taiva, which is a Mayim She'elam Sof. And that is a Mishnah, of Avos. The Mishnah of Avos, Perek Vav, Mishnah Beis, says, She'ein l'cha ben chorin ela misha oisik v'talmud Torah. There's no one free. You don't have a free man, only someone that's oisik in Talmud Torah. You have to think a second, what does that mean? There's only a free man, only someone that is oisik in Talmud Torah? Didn't we leave Mitzrayim? We left Egypt many years ago. We're free. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. We live in America. Freedom. It's a free country. It's a free country. Many freedoms. How? The Mishnah says not like that. The Gemara says, Ein lecha ben chorin. If you're not oisik b'Torah, you're not a free man. Not a free man. Who's my master? Who am I who am I a servant to? What do you mean I'm not free? The answer is, someone that's not oisik in Talmud Torah, he's an eved, he's a servant to himself. He's a servant to his lifestyle. He's a servant to his taivos. He's a servant to his Yetzirah. The only way to focus and be able to hear other things, they're able to see You're able to see what the proper thing to do is. You're able to use your mind to think. There's only someone that's oisik with Talmud Torah. The Koyach Torah could pick a person up out of the storm, out of the yam, out of the sea, and be able to focus and realize what is the best for him to do in this world, and that he shouldn't drown in the yam of taiva and only get involved in the yam of Talmud Torah. And that the Mishnah says, Ein lecha ben chorin el misha oisik b'Talmud Torah. Thank you very much and have a good Shabbat.